Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing my Sephora sale recommendations with you guys. So Sephora is going to be having their sale for the spring really soon. And I actually have the dates for you guys if you are interested in joining this sale. So if you are VIB Rouge, you get to shop the sale twice. So the first weekend is starting on April the 13th, and it's going to go all the way through the 16th, and you will get 15% off the whole entire store. So anything you purchase, you'll get 15% off of that. And then starting the second weekend, you'll shop the sale again for 15% off. I'll have all of the dates, like all of the information down below in my description if I, kind of messed it up. But in this video, I have quite a few products that I picked out of my collection that I want to recommend to you guys if you are going to be shopping this sale. So if you're interested in seeing all of the products that I have to share with you guys, then let's go ahead and jump right in. Alright, so every time Sephora has a sale, I make sure to either stock up on products that I've ran out of or get some of the products that I wouldn't normally spend the money on. So if it's something that's a little bit expensive and I don't, want to spend full price on it, I always wait until the sale to get that product. So I'm going to start out with skincare and just recommend some of the products to you guys. Now I know all of us have different skin types and what works for me may not work for you, but these are just some of my favorite skincare products from Sephora that I want to recommend. So I'm going to start out with a couple of face masks, and then we're going to move on to some moisturizers and then a serum. So the face mask I want to mention is by Origins, and this is the Original Skin Retexturizing Mask with Rose and Clay. I feel like I just said that way too fast. So this mask is good for exfoliating and deep cleaning as well. I do have the one from GlamGlow, which is my all-time favorite facial mask. This is the mask that I use especially around that time of the month when I'm breaking out. This is the Supermud cleansing treatment. This is a little more gentle than the one from GlamGlow. Both of these facial masks are good for deep cleaning the pores. They're good if you have texture on the face and you just want your face to be smooth and clear. These masks are really good for that. So I definitely wanted to mention these, and like I said, if you have sensitive skin, I would definitely recommend the one from Origins before I recommend the one for GlamGlow, but they both are really good. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you guys know that I am a moisturizer fanatic. I've even thought about doing like a video on all of my favorite moisturizers, but then I was like, that may be a little too boring. But yes, I go through a lot of moisturizers because I use them at least twice a day, and I got a lot in my collection. But I do have two that I picked up from Sephora that are my top favorite moisturizers from Sephora. So the one that I have is by Korres, and this is the Wild Rose 24-hour moisturizing brightening cream. So this moisturizer is really good for those of you who have dry skin. I don't have dry skin, but I still like to use it because it lasts on the face all day. It's good under makeup, it's good worn alone, and it just makes the face look very healthy, very glowy, but not too greasy. So definitely wanted to recommend that one. And another one that I have is by Origins, and this is the Energy Boosting Gel Moisturizer. You guys, I have been through 3 of these. This is my 3rd one, and I'm already almost done with this. This is the moisturizer that I would rave about so much in the past on my channel. It's really good under makeup. It's really good worn alone, just like the one from Korres. This is a good moisturizer to apply in the morning times. I put this in the refrigerator. I just like how it feels once it's cold on the skin. It wakes me up. It just makes my skin look more awake, more glowy, and just more alive. I don't know. I'm crazy, but I love this stuff. All right, so I have one more product by Korres that I do want to mention. I think I mentioned this one in my other Sephora VIB sale recommendations video, which is the Brightening and Line Smoothing Serum. This is actually the product that I featured in my Sephora haul. I think it was in January or February, I believe. But I did repurchase this product, and I'm already almost out of it because it's so freaking good. So as far as primers, and I know I mentioned this primer so many times on my channel. I've actually mentioned this one I think in the fall, when Sephora had their sale back in the fall. But I'm gonna mention it again because I love it so much, and that is the Fenty Beauty Primer. So if you're on a hunt for a primer that's not gonna dry out the skin, that kind of feels like a moisturizer, this is really, really good for that. It actually goes on like a moisturizer, and then once it sets for a little bit, it kind of dries down to a matte finish, and it smooths out the skin. So this is really, really good for smoothing out the skin and just having the foundation go on so much more smoother, and it just makes everything look so good all throughout the day. So I definitely wanted to mention this and recommend this to you guys if you have not tried this out already. Now, as far as foundation, I only have one to recommend because this is the one that I have been using non-stop over and over again, and I feel like I'm gonna have to go ahead and purchase another one because I have been using it so much, and that is the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation. And for those of you who are wondering, I am in the shade Golden Almond, and I've actually done a review and wear test on this foundation, so I'm not gonna go too in depth with it. So I'll have that video down below if you guys are interested in checking it out. But I love the coverage of this. This is actually what I have on my face right now. I have the deepest smile lines, and I know with wearing this all day, by the end of the day, I don't really see my smile lines. Even if I don't prime my smile lines, this does not sink in them, and I can definitely appreciate it for that. So definitely wanted to mention this foundation because it is so good. All right, so this next product is something that I have mentioned and used so much on my channel ever since I've been doing YouTube, which is the Sephora Microsmooth Baked Face Compact, and I'm in the shade Deep. This is a good, like, smoothing face powder. You know, sometimes when you put on a pressed foundation powder, sometimes it can look either too, you know, too matte on the face or too dry or too, I don't know how to explain it, but this just looks like skin. It makes everything look very smooth on the face. It just makes your face look like your face, but better, if that makes sense. All right, so moving on to bronzers, I definitely recommend my Bobbi Brown bronzer. This is in the shade Deep 4. It's very warm and it's buildable. So if you want this to look a little darker on the skin, so if you are my skin tone or a little bit darker, you can definitely build this bronzer up. And then I have the bronzer by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is in the shade Mahogany. I will swatch this one right beside the Bobbi Brown. This is more of a true brown bronzer. It doesn't really have like a red undertone like the Bobbi Brown. This is the darkest shade, and it works wonders for me. So both of these bronzers work perfectly. Love them, love them, love them. All right, speaking of bronzers, I have the Sephora Spice Market Blush Palette. I know I've talked about this so many times recently on my channel, but I love it, you guys. I love this palette. It is perfect for people of color. The colors in here work wonders on my skin tone, and I just love these shades. So you have blushes and highlighters in this palette, but this shade right here, I know I've said this so many times already, but I use this as a bronzer because it looks so beautiful as a bronzer on my skin. And then these shades right here are supposed to be like blushes, these three shades right here. And then these two are highlighters. So I definitely recommend this palette for those of you who are wanting blushes, highlighters, and also kind of want to, you know, experiment with bronzing the face. So if you are my skin tone or a little bit darker, even a little bit lighter, and you want to kind of, you know, play around with a bronzer and a blush and also some highlight, I would definitely recommend getting this because you get all of that in one palette. All right, so if you're wanting highlighters, I would recommend getting like a highlighter palette that has different shades in it. So I have one from Black Up. This is the one in collaboration with Jenny Jenkins. I feel like not a lot of people really talk about products from Black Up. They are a little pricey, but since Sephora is having the sale, I feel like now is the best time to, you know, try out some of the products from that brand if you have not already. And this is one of the products that I definitely recommend trying. You get 4 different highlighters in here. They actually have 2 of these, so this is the number, yeah, so this is number 2, and the other one is lighter. So if you are a lighter skin tone, then the other one would probably work best for you. But I got this one because obviously it is darker, and all of these shades work really good for my skin tone. They are super, super creamy, very, very smooth, and they just look absolutely beautiful on the skin. So I'll swatch them for you guys. Look how pigmented that is. Like, these are gorgeous. So yes, definitely get your hands on this. And I have another highlighter palette that I highly recommend, which is the one by Huda Beauty. This is my first highlighter palette from her because her other ones were like, they were too light for me. And this one has, like, every shade in here works perfect for me. It doesn't look too light. It doesn't look too ashy. They're just the perfect highlighter shades for my skin tone. So if you guys want to see me use this palette and see how it looks on the skin, like on my face, I will have that video down below in my description. But I highly recommend this one for those of you who are, you know, who have a darker skin tone. So yeah, for highlighters, I definitely recommend getting highlighter palettes because you get different colors in the palette. So if one shade doesn't work for you and the other one does, you can actually, you know, mix them up so you won't be wasting a highlighter. So yeah, I would definitely recommend getting a palette before getting like a single highlighter. All right, now moving on to eyeshadow palettes, and I only have two that I would definitely recommend to you guys. So the first one is by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and that is the new Soft Glam palette. Now I did a full review on this, and I also compared this to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance. So in that video, you guys will see the similarities between the two. So I will also have that video down below for you guys if you haven't checked it out. But the reason why I suggest this palette, because this is a good everyday palette. Now I do recommend the Modern Renaissance as well, but this is the one that I highly recommend because I feel like you actually can get more use out of this one because of the shades in here. So for those of you who have been on the fence with this palette, now is a good time to get it because it's going to be on sale. But yeah, I definitely recommend the Soft Glam palette if you guys have kind of been on the fence of getting it. And the next palette I have is a palette that I have, I think, mentioned in all of my Sephora VIB sale recommendation videos. And that is the Sephora Pro palette. You guys, if you don't get anything from the sale, at least get your hands on this eyeshadow palette. It is a little bit pricey, but 15% off of this is totally worth it. I think this is like a $68 palette, I think. I forgot how much it was, but I do have the warm one, and you see that I did hit pan on one of the shades. These mattes in here are like no other, you guys. They last on the eyes all day long. Even if you don't put on a primer on your eyelid, they still look matte all day long on the eyes. The pigmentation is insane. They are like some of the best eyeshadows that I have ever used. So I definitely recommend this palette. They have two other ones, but I recommend this one because this is the one that I feel like a lot of people can get more use out of because the shades in here are good for an everyday look. They're good for dramatic smoky looks. I just feel like this palette is just good all around. You have every shade you need in here. You have mattes, you have metallics, you have a black. This is just a good palette to have in your collection, so just try it. All right, so surprisingly, I only have one lip product to share with you guys. I know that's crazy. I know that is insane because you guys know I am all about lip products. But I did want to recommend the Sephora gel lip liners. Now I know I have raved about this little baby at least 50 million times in my recent videos because it is so freaking good. Now the reason why I love it so much is because it's a gel formula. It goes on like a gel. It's very creamy. It's kind of glossy as well. But if you wear this with a lip gloss, you know sometimes when you wear like a really glossy lip gloss, it kind of bleeds around your lips, especially if you have it on all day. You can kind of see it, you know, bleeding or fading over your lip line. I don't know what it is about this, but it doesn't allow the gloss to bleed around the lips, and it looks really good paired with pretty much anything. This is in the shade Rosewood, but they have so many other shades, and I like how it twists up. You don't have to sharpen it, it twists up, and at the bottom of it, it comes with a little sharpener, which I think is really cute. I probably would never use it because I don't necessarily have to sharpen this lip pencil, but I don't know, it just looks really, let me just swatch it. I know y'all seen it swatched already, but some of you are new to my channel, so let me just swatch it. But that is what Rosewood looks like right there. I don't know, the formula of this is a bomb. I've never had or tried a lip pencil like this, so definitely recommend these. Alright you guys, so those are pretty much all of my Sephora recommendations. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you recommend anything for me, let me know down below in the comments. I would love to hear you guys' suggestions, and I do want to, you know, try out some new things, so let me know down below in the comments what you guys suggest, and also just tell me what you guys are thinking about picking up from the sale as well. So yeah, I think that is everything I have. Make sure you thumbs it up if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.